Welcome. We'll see closed loop pulsating heat pipe today. Condenser section, evaporator section, how the fabrication is actually taking place. So this we will study in this particular session of closed loop pulsating heat pipe. The objective is to fabricate the closed loop pulsating heat pipe, to study the different components which are required for a closed loop pulsating heat pipe, what are the other accessories that are required, so that we'll see in detail in this particular session. A closed-loop pulsating heat pipe is a heat exchanger which exchanges heat between the evaporator and condenser section. So today we'll see how this closed-loop pulsating heat pipe can be fabricated. So step by step we'll see the things that has to be followed. So this is what image will show the condenser section. Here we have a evaporator section. In between that a copper tube is there. So the copper tube of diameter 2 mm, internal diameter, outer diameter is 3 mm. So these are the components of closed loop pulsating heat pipe. You required a digital laser thermometer, coil heater, variable AC power supply, or we can say it's a dimmerstat, then acrylic sheet, the temperature indicator for measuring the water bath temperature in the evaporator section. This is the closed loop pulsating heat pipe after fabrication. Here we have two different things. One it is acetone, other it is methanol, and between that at the center part you can observe it is a control panel on which the multimeters are installed, as well as we have a digital laser thermometer, digital temperature indicator at the top. So this is a copper tube inside which is filled with acetone and methanol. We have two different tubes, copper tubes, with one it is filled with acetone, other it is filled with the methanol. So internal diameter is 2 mm, outer diameter is 3 mm. Now you require an acrylic sheet. So whatever the acrylic sheet was used, it is a 3 mm acrylic sheet was used for the construction of evaporator box as well as condenser box. So this is a evaporator which is actually prepared with the help of acrylic sheet. So this box is actually first cut, and then this box, these walls are joined together with respect to each other. So elaborative view for this particular evaporator section. So this is how the box is created. So these walls are joined with respect to each other with the help of one adhesive which is called as Magnabond adhesive, or it is also called as a flex quick. So this is the top view of the evaporator section. So all these walls are joined. These walls are ensured to be a leak proof because the water will be in this evaporator section, so it has to be ensured that it must be a leak proof. So whatever the adhesive you are using, carefully you should apply this adhesive to the walls so that the joints we are getting it is a leak proof. This is the condenser box. Again it is made with the help of acrylic. This top portion it is open right now, bottom so this will be used for attaching the closed loop pulsating heat by the copper tubes inside. Again this is another view of this condenser section or condenser box. So this is actually first this will comes at the bottom of the condenser box. We have some holes over here, so through which the copper tube will go through, and actually what is done is it has been cut into two parts, and then a drilling has been done so that it should accurately, we say precisely, it will the copper tube will be fixed into this particular portion. Again this is another view, condenser bottom to fix the heat pipe. So you require acrylic cutter for cutting the acrylic sheets. It's quite easy to cut with the help of this cutter. Now next one is Magnabond instant adhesive, or you can also use a flex quick. It is quite easily available in the market, so it costs somewhere around 30 or 40. So this is a Magnabond instant adhesive as well as a Flex Quick. So this is a digital laser thermometer which is actually used for measuring the temperature. So instead of using thermocouples, digital laser thermometer is used for measuring the temperature. So whatever the complexity in the connection wires, it is actually prevented with the help of a digital laser thermometer. Again, see, the temperatures are comparatively higher, so you don't need to touch accidentally. That touches are prevented with the help of digital laser thermometer. So this is how this digital laser thermometer is. So it is a laser point which is striking onto the surface, so that measures the temperature at the surface. So this is how the digital laser thermometer works. Next thing, you require a dimmerstat. Dimmerstat is required in order to vary the voltage. So we are giving the different heat input throughout. So for varying the voltage and current, the dimmerstat is used. Next thing, for heating the water which is available in the evaporator section, we used to have a coil heater. So this is also called as a coffee heater, which is used for small applications. Next thing, digital temperature indicator. You require to measure the temperature of water bath inside the evaporator section in order to, say, prevent the excessive heat, or in order to prevent the excessive heating. So this digital temperature indicator is used to monitor the temperature of water. You require a digital voltmeter and ammeter to measure the voltage and current. So whatever the power input which is given to the heater, so that can be observed with the help of this digital voltmeter and ammeter. At the top side, temperature of water in the evaporator section is measured. Now this is what the specification of the closed loop pulsating heat. Now this is the final, we say finally how the closed loop pulsating heat pipe is obtained. Now we have the evaporator section, we have condenser section, then in between that we say the copper tubes are there. So these copper tubes, the temperatures are measured with the help of a digital laser thermometer.